Back here on the Idaho Steelheads Hockey Show, brought to you by Deschutes Brewery. Well, it was an impressive weekend for the Idaho Steelheads. A road sweep over the Worcester Railers out east this past weekend, and now it's a quick turnaround as the Steelheads are hosting the Rapid City Rush Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night. Cam McGuire here sitting alongside Steelheads forward Colton Kehler. Well, Kels, we'll go a little bit around the world here tonight. We'll talk about the upcoming series against Rapid City, but I first want to get into the weekend out in Worcester. Obviously, a very impressive weekend, 3 wins, and it was the top 2 teams in the league that went in Friday night, and right now we can look on paper and see who's sitting first right now, but just kind of tell us your thoughts on those 3 games.
Yeah, we had that one circled for the last couple weeks. We kind of saw what they were doing over in the east, and obviously we had a good start out west, so having the top 2 teams playing, it's a bit of a pride thing, right? It's a little early in the season to be raising banners, anything like that, but to be able to go up and battle for top spot was nice, and obviously successful week.
One thing we talked about as a whole, and especially as a staff, was the different style of play, obviously, between the Mountain Division and the North Division. Can you give us a little insight on that?
Yeah, well, we knew going in there they would be skilled. They got some guys, some help from Bridgeport, and a couple NHL contracts too. And good goaltending. Our thing was go in, play our mountain style, heavy, physical, and pay dividends. The first couple games kind of ran them out of the building, and then Sunday was a test, but we were there throughout the whole game and came out on top. That
Sunday afternoon game, you never know what you're going to get, right? On that Sunday game, a 3-3, but the third period was quite interesting. What did you think of playing 3 games in 3 days? Because it's not a normal trend that we see in the Mountain Division, but they're obviously very used to that style.
Yeah, it's more of I find it more to be a mental grind. Waking up, having those quick turnarounds, especially on a Sunday, right? It's an afternoon game, so it's extra quick. But Cheener and Kel's been doing a really good job of just kind of keeping us in the moment and focusing on what's in front of us. So I thought we did a good job of just kind of wiping the slate from the night before and just kind of getting ready for that Sunday. We're kind of going in with that. Calling it the game 1 mentality, and kind of that seesaw battle back and forth on Sunday, but that kind of just proves we've been able to win games in kind of any way possible, and good answer when they scored, and kind of did that a couple times, so it worked.
What was it like being on the East Coast? Had you been out that way before?
I haven't been out there since I was probably like 14, 15, did a couple tournaments out there when I was younger, so it was a little bit different, rolling into Boston. It's a big city. Then you kind of further down the road you go, it gets a little smaller. But the setup there is really nice. So we super convenient. Food's real close, and the rink's walking distance. So that always helps. What
were some restaurants that you guys were able to check out? Where'd you go? I feel like I know a couple, but I want to hear the whole lay of the land here. What do you got?
I don't like to stray too far. So we had the Uno's down in the
terrible.
Food was good enough. Service was a little slow, but we got big groups, so you want to be patient. But Sunday after that last win, after getting the sweep, we went out to Mezcal, little Mexican, little Coronas. And, So, but other than that, I think guys, trying to think. I don't know. I think
you were one of the courthouse gangs, weren't you?
No, I don't stray too far.
That was like. I don't know, that was probably Mezcal's right across the street.
Walks and I did Jimmy John's on Friday.
Jimmy John's is farther
Thursday,
than the courthouse.
Yeah, well, Jimmy John's for lunch, can't go wrong. So we made the extra trek.
Absolutely. Well, I want to get into it a little more in depth here. Obviously, the season as a whole, things have been going great. It's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're rolling right now, and I think, like I said before, it's early. I think guys coming back from last year realize that lots can change in this league, and it's a long season. So just, enjoy winning right now, but coming back each week with a fresh mindset and just ready to take care of business.
We've talked about it with a couple of guys that we've had on that were here last year, but want to get your take on it. What's been so different this year that has allowed you guys to have a lot more success, especially on the road?
Yeah, we're staying healthy. We've had some continuity, week to week with our lineup, where last year it was pretty fluid with guys going up and down. So between having that consistent lineup and staying healthy, kind of putting a little bit more emphasis on, off-ice prehab, stuff like that, and taking a little bit maybe better care of our bodies has, proved to, keep us healthy, staying away from tweaks and stuff like that. So,
Talk about your guys' line. Obviously, Colton Kehler, Ty Pelton-Bice, and Ryan Domowski. You guys have played together with one another for pretty much every game. Just tell us a little bit about it. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Two guys. One, Domowski's an elite goal scorer.
Yeah.
Beiser, he's an elite playmaker. You see it every night. So I think for me, it's just my mindset, just take care of the puck and provide some energy, and get open when I can. And those guys take care of a lot of the load.
Like we said, you guys have been together most of your. Is there a nickname that we have for this line? Is there anything going? I don't know if I've heard anything.
No, nothing yet. I don't know. I think that might be your job to come up with something creative. You're the creative guy, so.
That's true. That's true. I got to think of something because a lot of the other lines have seen some changes, but it's been the one line that's pretty much been. I'll add it to the list, right?
Yeah,
How about that?
That sounds good. Yeah, no, I've been very fortunate to stick with those guys all year for sure.
Well, I want to ask you now. Obviously, your second year here with the Steelheads. Tell us a little bit about how you got here last year.
I kind of decided. I guess what was it? The 2020-21 season. I was in Germany, and then. Kind of by Christmas, I had made up my mind I wanted to come back and try to climb the ladder in North American Pro. So kind of once that season ended, just started talking with my agent and getting the process going, trying to get back here. And they had a connection with Sheener, and kind of just doing the homework on Boise and the Steelheads organization, and it just seemed like a great opportunity for me to jump into a winning culture and something that was very established and rich and And then the city, right? It's didn't take very long to realize how fortunate we are to play here,
right.
with in this rink with the atmosphere we get night in, night out. So I was very, very fortunate to land here for sure.
Had you been to Idaho before?
No, this was the first time, and it's kind of nice too. It's not that far away from home either,
right.
So it's a day drive, and that's it. So that was a little cherry on top.
What were the first reactions when you kind of did you drive out here 2 years ago when you first came here? What was it like?
Yeah, I drove down. It's like a 10-hour drive. It's pretty easy compared to what some guys are doing, going cross country or flying or whatever. So it's nice to have a car here and everything. But coming into the city, obviously you take a couple weeks to settle in with the group and around the rink and stuff. And then you start to explore and you realize how much fun things are to do around here. So many nice restaurants. Coffee shops kind of been our thing, and we have no shortage of activities here.
Well, what is your favorite restaurant in Boise? Favorite
restaurant? You've been to a couple nice steakhouses. I think Ruth Chris is a favorite. That's something that we've had a couple of up north in Canada, and then a couple of the guys and I, we like to spend some afternoons at Hyde Park Coffee Shop. We frequent that place, throw the cards around a little bit.
A lot of reading, studying, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, reading, studying, talking about a lot of intelligent things for sure in the coffee shop, and we get smarter for sure. Well,
before Boise, you mentioned you were in Germany.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was interesting. Wasn't really sure what to expect. Obviously, first time in Europe, but I just look back at that experience, and I always say, I was fortunate enough to have a place to play that year. A lot of guys didn't. A lot of guys, were working year-round, staying at home, and that was something, even looking back still, I don't know how I would have, handled it. Probably would have gone a little stir crazy. So to have the opportunity to go play in that league, build some confidence offensively, and it's paid off.
Was that a hard process finding a place that year? Like you mentioned, there was limited places to go with COVID swirling, and especially going over there, I'm sure things were pretty wild.
Yeah, it was. COVID restrictions were strict over there, but it was definitely a process trying to get find a place to play. It took a couple months. You start to wonder if you're going to be one of those guys kind of looking outside in, but credit to my agent. He found a good spot over there. We had a good team, and. It was a fun year of hockey for sure.
You mentioned intelligent things. I need a little geography lesson here. I think the only town in Germany that I know is Munich.
Munich.
Where were you at?
So Munich, I think that's southeast. See, I'm guessing now too. Yeah. So I was more northwest. I was just outside of Dortmund. Okay. So that they have a big Bundesliga soccer team there. I think it was an hour north of Cologne, which is probably one of the more, I guess, known cities. So I got to go visit Cologne near the end of the year. That's got a big city vibe to it. So go check out some restaurants and a couple of the old, I guess, castles, whatever they were. But it was pretty cool.
What was the transition like? Did you have to learn German, or did they speak English, or what was that?
I went in set on learning learning some German, so I had Babbel on my phone and everything. But yeah, they speak English over there. They learn it all the way through grade school. So the guys made it very easy on me. Very made the transition nice and smooth. I remember I'm trying to put sentences together in German for them, and at one point, a couple months in, they're just like, Kels, just stop, just speak English, we'll take care of you. So yeah, it was kind of funny, and then I think Babbel was pretty much done after that.
And you were probably one of few North American guys over on that team?
Yeah, we had an import from Ontario. He was I think an '87 birth year, so he had his family over there, his wife and kids, which was nice to hang around them at times. And then I think German Canadian over there. He's actually he was like an 18-year pro guy.
That's kind of a German Canadian. That's kind of rare, no?
I'm not sure. I feel like there's a few of them. I don't know if it's easier to get your passport over there or what, but yeah. So I had a couple Canadians over there that was nice to hang out with, learn from, whatever. Yeah.
Speaking of passport, were you one of the guys? I think you were one of the guys that had some issues getting over here this year.
That's a great, yeah. So we, I think it was Murph and I. We came down. It was the Friday before that Vegas Arizona game. I go and talk to the coaches. I'm like, I didn't get a stamp on my passport.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're like, well, I think you got to go back across the border. So I go back across the border with Murph. We fly over. Fortunately, found a flight, didn't have to drive back. Spent the night back in Vancouver. Got to know Murph a little better.
Yeah, right.
And then we get back to the border at the airport in Vancouver the next day, and we were both told there was no reason for us to go back.
No.
So yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't hear that part of the story.
Yeah, I guess whatever the visa number is all electronic. So we took a nice little trip back home for the night, and I guess everything works out for a reason.
Just some good team bonding with Wade Murphy.
Yeah, a couple BC boys getting to know each other.
Exactly. What's he like? He's a pretty colorful guy.
Murph's awesome. Yeah, he's like he keeps it pretty low key, but he's got his zingers that he throws out. Yeah, he's a high energy guy. You love to have him.
We have I know we've talked about before, but the banter with Matt Register. We've been having him call into the radio show. So he calls in live. Actually, Tuesday night, which I'm talking to you Wednesday here, hypothetically, but I haven't given him a listen. He calls in for 10-15 minutes. We literally talk nonsense. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Reg is. We're very lucky to have Reg. Obviously, what he brings on the ice, but to our room. And I got to room with him this week in Worcester.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was fun. But his one-liners are incredible, man. I think it's at the point for most guys where it doesn't matter what he says. We're all laughing, and
it could be 2 words, right?
2 words. Just his delivery is just always on point.
Well, I'm going to ask him tonight how his how the hospitality was in Worcester. Want to make sure that he was accommodated for, because we had a chat about it going into the weekend, and I said I'd take care of him and make sure he was all right, but I heard there was some issues with the pillows, maybe.
Pillows were a little soft.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Pillows were a little soft, so. But yeah, pretty funny roommate to have. Woke up a couple times in the middle of the night hearing his Seinfeld going off on his iPad. So, but no, Reg keeps it pretty tight. Besides the iPad, I guess.
So he watches. He's a big TV guy through the night, or what?
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, I can't complain. I'm a bit of a podcast guy too. So
when you get up there in age, right? You need
it's his show. What does he say? You don't play 12 years.
Play 12 years in this league, man.
12 years to get a middle seat. He's always at the window or the aisle.
Well, I walked on yesterday. I saw him at the aisle. I was like, Reg, glad to see you got your seat, man.
Yeah. No, that's Reg's
You got anything that I should bring up on Tuesday night that I should ask him? Maybe about the weekend or something just in general?
I would ask him about Becker's fishing. They're roommates. And
we chat about that. Well, last week when I had him call, he was in his apartment and Bex was cooking salmon in the background.
I think he must have bought that from the store. I don't think he's brought anything.
No, they got it from the river.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's news to me. But
that's when we talked about this. This was the night before we were flying out to Boston. I'm like, man, I'm not sitting by you on the airplane.
Oh man. Yeah. Reg, I mean, you could talk to that guy about anything, really.
Literally, right?
I think you get a lot of funny things talking about his roommate Becker for sure.
Yeah. Well, before we get in, I want to talk to you a little bit about this weekend, and we've got a final segment to close it out where we like to have fun. But I want to ask you how you got into the game of hockey.
I believe it was my aunt. My aunt, when I was 18 months old, she started taking me public skating. I just remember hearing stories too, seeing pictures. I had my little foam seat, my little mini stick, watching TV in front of the, in the living room. 5 feet from the TV, just mesmerized by hockey. And between that and having my aunt take me skating, and family was always very supportive of it. I was, just kind of fell in love at a young age, like it's like every other Canadian kid. So
British Columbia. Who was your team growing up?
It was the Canucks for the first 8 or 9 years, and then my first composite stick was Ovechkin. And then so I kind of fell in love with Ovechkin. He was coming into the league, very exciting player at that age, just trucking people and scoring all kinds of goals. So fell in love with him, and then it's kind of in between Washington and Vancouver, kind of the default hometown team.
Well, I was going to say, was there one player that you idolized kind of growing up? Ovechkin probably was that? Yeah,
I mean, that was him. That was kind of especially when I was younger, we start hitting, that was kind of what I wanted to do, was just score goals and run people over. I was, one of the bigger kids back then, not anymore, so I kind of had to change my game a little bit, but super exciting player, obviously, and just kind of fell in love with him.
Well, tell us about that, changing your game a little bit. Is there a guy that you like to model your play after?
I kind of, the one guy I always think of if I'm going to compare myself is like a Brendan Gallagher.
Okay, yeah.
I actually his old man was one of my spring coaches, so I got to hang around Brendan a little bit and kind of watch him from a bit of afar playing when he got into the NHL. Just smaller guy, similar stature, just kind of had some skill, but made his money just being ultra competitive and being hard on pucks, corners, and all those kind of dirty areas. So I think that's kind of one guy that I'd say I'd like to model myself after.
All right, well, this is where things are going to get spicy, all right? Who did we draw the hand turkey with? Do you remember? Oh, so we drew, I don't know if you saw that, we drew a turkey hand, or a hand turkey with Owen Hedrick.
Yeah.
Mine was way better.
Probably.
We drew a snowman with Jade Miller last week, and we're going to draw something here today. Could you please bring us the table?
On the spot, Cam.
I'm not a good drawer, so you don't have a lot to live up to here.
All right, might have a little bit of a...
This is like, I feel like when like that NHL show, The Point on ESPN, when they bring out the chicken parm, like I feel like this is...
Drawing pictures? That's good radio.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, here we go. So we're going to draw a Christmas tree, but hold on a second here. I got to reset here. You ever draw a Christmas tree?
Been a while.
All right, well, we'll look here. All right, I'm with Colton Kehler. Kel's, like I mentioned, we had Owen Hedrick draw a hand turkey. Jade Miller drew a snowman. And today we're going to draw a Christmas tree. Let's get like a minute on the clock here.
A minute?
Yeah, is that all right?
I think so.
I don't even know if I've drawn a tree, but no looking. All right, we'll go right now. All
right.
I don't even know if I've...
Give me the silver one. Oh no, that's bad.
I didn't use enough of the paper again.
This is a bad start, Ken. Oh.
I got these markers from Thomas Gillespie downstairs. They're a little faint. What do you think? What's your what's the best Christmas present you've gotten in your life?
Best Christmas present. Let's see. I remember getting a Warrior Dolomite stick. It was like, I don't know if they make them anymore, but I was pretty pumped about that one. Pair of rollerblades. I got a nice pair of rollerblades.
Okay.
Pretty much anything hockey. I don't know. I was pretty obsessed. So.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Christmas movie, Elf, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mom and sister loved that movie growing up.
We should. Well, that would be bad for the stomach. But we should have. We should eat that meal that they eat, the Skittles with the syrup.
The syrup.
Oh yeah.
Maple syrup.
Oh God, this is not good.
Time.
All right. Well, we'll show them to the. Well,
Cameron, what are we doing?
We'll give a little show to the camera here.
It's a mushroom cloud.
Not good here. I don't even know if this is like worthy of voting on.
I don't know. I think it's pretty clear.
What do you tell us what you got going on here?
Well, we got the star.
Okay.
Pretty basic star. Pretty basic ornaments. A little stem and just a couple presents.
Give me an evaluation of this guy here.
Looks like it's still in the forest.
Well, so I started off with that, and then that's way better. This is terrible. That looks like kind of like one of the cookie cutouts.
Pretty cookie cutter, but we'll take that. I don't know. I think I started drawing a star first, and then I just went right into the Christmas tree. But I don't know.
I usually like to give myself the win, but this is just pathetic. That is brutal.
Turkey hand. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Cameron.
All right, back here with Colton Kehler. Kels, we're going to wrap this guy up. We've got 5 random questions to ask you. I asked this one last week for the first time, and I really liked it. If you could have one player on your team make you a home-cooked meal, who would you want to make that meal, and what would you want it to be?
Home cooked meal, cooked by anyone. You know what? Let's go off the board and say Giannis.
Really?
Something Latvian. I don't know what the Latvian national dish is, but I'm interested. I don't know how much cooking he actually does, but let's find out.
You're interested to find out? What's your favorite meal?
Favorite meal? Let's go steak and sweet potato.
That's pretty standard.
Pretty basic.
Last week, Jade Miller said that he would like Cody Haskinen to make him chicken parm.
Chicken parm. I think they got a little thing going for pregame where they make each other chicken parm, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, question 2 here. This has been a standard from the start. If you were given an elephant, you couldn't sell the elephant or give it away. What would you do with this elephant?
What would I do with the elephant? Couldn't sell it or give it away?
Yeah. Could be a baby one. It could be a big one. It could be a medium size. It could be a lady. It could be a man. It's an elephant, though.
Probably just ride it.
Yeah, you think so?
Probably just ride it around town.
Would you want a little guy, a big guy?
He's a big guy.
Yeah,
the big guy.
like if you're gonna have an elephant, it might as well be big.
Yeah,
right?
I'd find somewhere to put him, I guess.
Maybe get like a little sweater for him in the winter.
Oh, it wouldn't be that little, but yeah.
Oh, a big sweater.
Big sweater, yeah.
Just ride it around. That's all you
domesticate
got.
Domesticate the elephant. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Question 3 here. This is a new one. If you could only watch one movie the rest of your life, which movie would you pick?
Oh, I see. I'm down between 2.
All right, you can give us 2. That's fine.
Okay, well, the one's kind of embarrassing, but
this whole show is embarrassing.
True. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's go with it then.
Well, my tree was.
True. Yeah. Okay. We'll go Walk the Line, Johnny Cash movie. That's been a favorite of mine.
I don't know if I've seen that.
You gotta watch it.
What is it about?
Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash's life.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I know Johnny Cash.
Yeah, so I guess it's a bit of a love story, him and June Carter. But yeah, that's been a favorite of mine. I think my grandpa got me into that.
So that's the embarrassing one?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think that's embarrassing. What's the embarrassing one?
Embarrassing one would probably be The Notebook.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
I could probably come up with a better one, but that's just the one that comes to mind. My billet mom in Edmonton and I, we used to watch that movie together for it was young heartbreak.
Yeah, hits home, right?
Yeah, for sure. So that one stuck with me a little bit, I guess.
I like that. This one is just so bizarre. If you had to compare yourself to a fruit, what fruit would you compare yourself to?
Let's go banana, maybe.
Yeah, I try to have a banana every day. Why would you compare yourself to a banana?
I'm a little dry, but healthy, I guess. I like to think of myself as a healthy guy, but a little boring.
Okay. Do you do you like bananas and like Honey Nut Cheerios? How do you like your bananas? Peanut butter, just plain
banana and smoothie.
Yeah,
plain,
can't go wrong with that.
Peanut butter and bananas are classic. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Was that the 3rd question or the 4th question? I don't remember. That was 4.
I was gonna say 3, but
well, we did the I'm gonna edit all this, but we did the.
That was 4.
We did the food thing, the movie thing. No. We did the. Holy crap! We did the make yourself a meal. We did the elephant.
Oh, so that was
movie,
4.
and then the food. Oh, so this is 5.
This is 5th. Okay.
All right, this is 5. I'll go with this one. I've gone with this one a good amount. You're stuck on an island with anyone downstairs from the Idaho Steelheads. Who would you want to be stuck with, and why?
Let's see. I would say Reg, just for the comic relief.
We had that with Jader too. Not for the survival skills.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, I'm gonna go more survival tactics. I think Hetty's an outdoor guy.
Yeah,
Hetty's an outdoor guy. He's pretty funny too, so you kind of get the best of both there. Hetty could take care of me in the wild.
All right, Owen Hedrick, that's who you're going with. Fair enough. Well, Kels, we never talked about the weekend against Rapid City, and I've kept you here way too long. So I'm just going to end this interview right now. I appreciate the time, and best of luck this week.
Perfect. Thanks, Cam.